All right, welcome to the relationship show. This person writes this post. You came into this world with nothing. Whatever the hell is happening, you're in profit. It says dash quote for dealing with insecurities. So I haven't read their post yet, but I would just say with this quote that you're referencing, whether you made this up or not, it's like, yes, that is valid. That you came into the world with nothing and you're going to leave with nothing, that's valid. But just be careful on using that to justify your situation, or you're saying you're using it for insecurities and overcoming insecurities. And so another form of that is just kind of a type of like that mindset is like comparing yourself to, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit different, but what I'm thinking of right now is like comparing yourself to like some Middle Eastern country or some African country. It's like, well, they barely have enough money to eat. Like, look at how grateful we should be grateful. And yeah, so you're like using that truth to really justify your situation. And I think what he's getting at is kind of just like owning yourself, or yeah, I don't fully agree with what he's saying. And that's because I think it's a much better approach to deal with insecurities from coming from a place of self-reliance and abundance. So if you can be like, yeah, okay, so maybe she cheated on me, or maybe, she's flirting in front of my face with other guys when we're in an exclusive relationship, and I feel totally insecure about that. It's almost coming from like a place where, you can just leave and you will be 100% fine, and you will. That's really what seems to be my best strategy that I've really come across from dealing with insecurities. And also the fact that just like growing, and so like meaning like getting better and improving your skills, that really just builds up a sense of like self-worth. And when you start to learn things, it's like, well, yeah, another thing I've noticed is like understanding really eliminates the need for anger. And so I was at yeah, I remember the specific moment when I realized this, and it was actually pulling into like a Fred Meyer gas station where it was super busy, and it was like, I remember seeing this woman, and she was just freaking out, and I don't know what triggered it, but it was like, I realized in that moment that that it was like she didn't understand what was going on, or I realized that it was like, if you can just understand what's going on, there's no really need for that anger, because the anger is like an emotional reaction because we don't know what else to do. So I'll, with that, I'll get into this post, see what he has to say, see if I can like better see where he's coming from. So I'm someone that's insecure. You would never guess by looking at me, but boy, is it strong and aggressive. It's developed from my failures in building relationships. Only ever had one. Yeah. And also, insecurities come a lot from not believing that we can succeed. So his only reference is one other relationship where he failed at. And so that's why I was saying, like, becoming better at the skill you're trying to, that you're insecure about, that will basically raise your skill and then raise your confidence in succeeding. And when you have that confidence, insecurity drops. But there's a lot of things to really combat insecurity, and really every single person has insecurities, and it's like every single person has to deal with this. And you'll probably never go away, but it's just a matter of how you deal with them and how you own it. And it's almost like some people have a problem that it's they think that they shouldn't have problems or they shouldn't have insecurities, but the reality is you'll probably never escape them. And so it's just like, can you deal with those in a way that serves you for a higher purpose? So it's like, interpret those things as ways to grow. It's like, oh, I have this insecurity, so somebody pulled up anyway. So I have this insecurity, so now this is giving me an opportunity to improve in this area, or it's giving me an opportunity to, recognize where I should be. Maybe it's because I'm with people that, don't really support my mission, or really just are anchors and drag me down. And the insecurity is telling me that I need to get away from those people, or the insecurity is telling me that I need to feed my mind with more positive things and more positive information that really serves me, not just like pure entertainment that, doesn't really lead anywhere, or, environments where I shouldn't be in. So it's just like, there's a lot of things you can do to prevent insecurity. But again, you'll probably never escape it. He says, but I don't want to make this about me. Usually when people say that, they do want to make it about them. I think this quote is really good when you think about it. So let's read the quote again. You came into this world with nothing. Whatever the hell is happening, you're in profit. It just reminds me of something like just kind of like a trailer park, like some lady yelling that or something. But when we're insecure, we often have the fear of losing the person. Yeah, insecurities come from a place of fear. Because we either believe we aren't good enough, or we bring past failures into the current one. Totally. So you recognize what you're doing and your situation, and even why you're having these insecurities. So that is a great step. And, at least you are, even though I might not agree fully with what you're saying in this quote, it's like, at least you are taking action to better yourself and learn from yourself. And you're taking action to really overcome, or at least deal with, these insecurities. And that's an important and crucial step that you have taken. Just the fact that we are alive and well is the only security we truly need. Intellectually, probably yes, but how often are you really going to find somebody just content by surviving and living? Probably never. Everyone's going to want something more. They're going to, yeah, it's going to be very rare. It's a really idealistic, really concept I think you're going for right here. Is it okay to feel pain or sadness from a failure of a relationship? Totally. And actually resisting those feelings, it's like when you resist, they persist and they last longer, or they grow. And using like these kind of emotions, like the pain or the failures or the sadness, they all are in your life for a purpose. And so it's like your body and your mind and your emotions, it's like they are there to serve you, and you need to recognize that they are, because it's like, okay, this is telling me something that I need to change in order to really protect myself. And so it's like almost just like even though if you can thank yourself for feeling these sad emotions, and that will really trigger your patterns or interrupt your patterns, instead of just indulging in these disempowering emotions. Because when you can interpret everything as being in your life for a reason, everything happens for you, not to you, then you start to interpret every single experience, every single emotion as something in your life for a reason, and that reason is for you to grow. And if you can interpret everything like that, it just makes you so much more strong emotionally, and stable and calm emotionally, almost from a sense that you can get through anything. And then when you can have that belief that you can get through anything, it's like, what's this insecurity to you? It's like, oh, that's, and it really comes back to what I was saying earlier, is being able to get through anything is like a sense of self-reliance. And that self-reliance really is the eliminator of a lot of insecurities.